This is the BBC.
This podcast is supported by advertising outside the UK.
BBC Sounds. Music, radio, podcasts.
Charlie XCX's best song ever.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Charlie XCX's best song ever with me, Charlie XCX. This is the podcast where I speak to some of my favourite people in search of the best songs ever. I'm looking for peak time party anthems, the songs that make you cry in the shower, and of course, your funeral song. These songs are literally everything that you need to soundtrack your life, I promise. Just to warn you, there might be some strong language and sexual references. I'm very, very sorry in advance, but you should know that's how it goes. For this episode, I'm joined by the amazing Tove Lo. Tove is an artist, singer, legendary songwriter, DJ, and now actor, and also one of my very good friends. She's worked with some of the most iconic people in pop, including Lorde, Nick Jonas, Max Martin, and Hilary Duff. So I bet she knows all the best songs ever. This is going to be fun. Okay, here we go. This is Best Song Ever with Tove Lo.
Charlie XCX, best song ever.
Tuvalu!
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Does it
Nice.
bother you that everybody says your name wrong?
Not really. I think I've gotten so... Oh, actually, no, because I've kind of gotten so used to saying like Tove Lo is my artist name.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the one thing that has gotten a bit weird now that it's been like a few years. It's like now I would probably say Tove, but it's kind of become Tove just on its own as well without the Lo. So I think I'm seeing like Tove Lo as my artist name and then Tove or Tove Lo is like my, my
Actual
nickname
name.
since I was a kid and my actual name. Yeah.
Right.
So I think, it's very confusing, isn't it?
Okay. I'm always pronouncing it wrong. But I just wanted
It's
to let you
fine.
know for the record, if ever you're like, Charlie, stop saying it wrong.
Stop saying my name wrong.
You can tell me because I can totally handle Tuve, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
You can say Tove.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. If you know me, you say Tove.
Okay, shit, right. I gotta change that.
You know me.
Okay, one of the reasons I really wanted to get you on my podcast is because I feel like you have, number one, great taste in music. Number
thank
two,
you.
yeah, you're welcome. Number two, I feel like we've really gotten to know each other a lot better throughout quarantine and like the past couple of years as we live like very close to each other in Los Angeles. And we've spent quite a lot of time together once the isolation ban was lifted. Of course, we're good girls and we follow the rules.
Good girls. We were really good girls.
Yeah. So, Tuve, as we were saying earlier, you're Swedish.
Yes.
And I feel like I am very lucky to know quite a few Swedes and have worked, collaborated and befriended a lot of Swedes. And I really feel like Swedish people are very special. Like, I swear. They are.
Yeah.
Obviously there are a lot of Swedes in music and in LA in particular, but do you miss being in Sweden at all, in Stockholm or wherever your favorite place in Sweden is?
I feel like I do and I don't. Like, I feel like I have moments. Obviously, I've missed my friends and my family and everything. And when I go home, I'm always like happy to be there for a minute. But then I do get this kind of itch that it's not where I feel at home.
Interesting.
But I love going. I love going during kind of like holiday moments when it's like, Midsummer or Christmas. And
well, we should talk about Midsummer, definitely.
Yes. So I definitely feel like it's parts of it that I love, but I know why I left.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I feel like kind of all the things that you just mentioned that you love, they're sort of like tied to like events is the wrong word, like parts of like Swedish culture. Like and I feel like Swedes are very proud of Swedish culture. Like whether it be from like standing ABBA or like thinking IKEA is cool, which I agree with. I'm here for it so much. Stockholm Collection is my favorite. I absolutely love it. Or whether it's really holding traditional like holidays or kind of moments like Midsummer as like very important.
I feel
would you say you're like culturally proud?
It's like I think I maybe wasn't until I moved. Do you know what I mean? And now when I've realized how much, because that's like, I'm thinking because Midsummer is such an old tradition, and you know we all know those weird songs about the little frogs and the fox that trots across the ice, and you know all the weird songs that I had a midsummer's party at my house in LA, and Charlie came and saw all the weird dances that you do around this big flower penis pole, the midsummer's pole.
What is that? Is that like a fertility pole or something?
I think so. Yes,
right.
And it's also like, you know, you're celebrating like the brightest night of the brightest like night and day of the year, and but I feel like I didn't kind of realize that I love those things about Sweden until I moved and I didn't have it around me as much. I had to create it for myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think, you know, whenever I have, like when my husband has come to Sweden, and I'm like, you know, then I get all excited, like showing him all my memories, you know, and stuff like that. Or when friends come, and especially the things that are just, because I have no memory of learning any of those weird midsummer song or like the Christmas songs or anything, but I just know them.
Yeah, it's like just part of your history.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I also think it's probably emphasized because, like, not to shit on LA, but there's like no history here, really. I mean, like, there's Hollywood, like, but what even is that? It's like kind of
a very young place.
Yeah, so, totally. Well, I really loved experiencing your midsummer party. It was the first one I've ever been to, which, having spent a lot of time in Sweden, that is actually quite weird that I haven't experienced that
I was
before.
gonna say,
but it was crazy that we made like flower crowns, we like danced around the pole, we like the midsummer pole, FYI. We went pole dancing, although it was sick. Wish we could do that.
We could add that in. We can make a LA version of midsummer.
And then we sung songs about the frog and Ule. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Ule. Yeah,
Ule. So what is the best song ever to remind you of home then, talking about all this Swedish stuff?
This one's tricky because to me it's just kind of every Robin song. You know, she's been such a big like inspiration for me, and like still just think she's so cool and you know, do amazing things. But one song that I would listen to just so much when I was living in Sweden, when kind of nothing was going on with my music, or it was just kind of starting to slowly happen. She has this song from Body Talk called Don't Fucking Tell Me What to Do.
Yeah.
And I just think it's whenever I would like walk anywhere, I would just put it on and listen to it kind of on repeat. I just think it's like the lyrics are amazing. It's so sassy. The beat's really cool. That just reminds me a lot of like my time at home, and that song also being like inspiration for me.
This song is so sick.
I still get so starstruck with, like, I've met her a couple times and I just get all weird. I'm like, it's really good. I can't figure out what to say because I just want to be like, I don't know if you know how much you've inspired me, and but I don't think I've ever actually said that. But
she
hopefully
knows.
She'll hear this.
She knows.
She knows.
She knows. I've had like a few moments where Robin's like saved my life. Mainly from like anxiety. Like she was definitely my like fairy godmother when I went to the Met Gala and was just like so afraid. And then my phone ran out of, well, it didn't even run out of battery. It just broke the second I was trying to leave, which was sort of before the end. I was just trying to like sneak out, which is impossible when you're wearing like a huge green, like puffy dress. And there's like a million like paparazzi. And also like every car looks the same when you go outside to try and get in your car. And my phone just broke and she kind of just like popped up out of nowhere and was like, don't worry, I have a portable charger. And I was like,
amazing.
And like a couple of those moments have happened in life where like I've just been like on the edge of a breakdown, really anxious, and like Robin's like shown up and just been like so kind. She is an angel.
She's a Swedish angel.
Literally. All right, let's play a clip of this song now. This is Don't Tell Me What to Do by Robin, as selected by Tovlo, as the best song ever to remind her of home.
Don't fucking tell me what to do. Don't fucking tell me what to do. Don't fucking tell me what to do.
Okay, you are gonna be a movie star. How do you feel about it? You're gonna be in a film which I can't pronounce the name of. I'm going to try though. Utvandrarna. How is that?
Utvandrarna.
Utvandrarna. Say it one time.
Utvandrarna.
Utvandrarna.
Good.
You know,
there you go.
whatever.
Perfect.
Tell us about...
It means the emigrants.
Okay, great. The immigrants. Great.
The emigrants.
Emigrants. Okay.
The people leaving. Yes.
Right.
Leaving Sweden.
Got you. Tell us about this film for anyone who doesn't know, because this is like an iconic Swedish film, right?
Yes, which is why I'm so nervous, but very excited. So basically, it's based on this really famous novel by Vilhelm Moberg from the 50s. Mm-hmm. And there was a movie made in the 70s. And it's about the Swedes who in like the 1850s, 1840s, somewhere there, all migrated to America by boat and to North America. And they all kind of ended up sort of Minnesota and area. Right. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And it was like 1 million Swedes, like a fourth of the population, because Sweden was very behind in like industrial revolution. All the land was owned by a royal family. So it was kind of this lot of religious oppression, and just like people were starving and wanted to get out. So a lot of them migrated to North America, and I play one of those characters. So I'm not the lead, but it's like, I don't know, second or third female lead, I guess.
You're talking a lot. She's doing.
I'm talking a lot. I mean, I have a lot of lines. No, and I love the characters. So I play Ulrika, which is the prostitute who is a drunk. She's had a really, really hard life. She has a 15-year-old daughter, and just like you can tell by the way that they make me look that I've really lived, right? And had, brown teeth. She's been through it. And so I'm one of the people who gets on this boat and tries to, make my way to America and create a life there.
Right.
And so the story is obviously it's quite dark and dramatic, but it's shot beautifully. I got to act with some amazing actors.
Who else is in it?
So Gustav Skarsgård.
Boom. Huge fucking name. A Skarsgård.
Yes.
Bang. That's massive.
What's cool about this film too is like it's more about the female actors in the film, whereas like the book is more focusing on the male characters. This one is a bit more like told from the perspective of the women. And Christina, who's the lead, which is played by Lisa Colleyhead, she it's all from her point of view. So she's in every scene of the movie.
Oh
so
my
she
God.
had it was such hard work for her, and she did amazing. So yeah, I feel lucky, but we'll see. It's my first movie, so I have no idea. It was.
I mean, you got cast for a reason, right? So you're obviously not bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was kind of cool to do something completely new, and just kind of had to put all of my trust into the hands of Erik Poppe, the director, and just like, I am doing my best, and I hope you tell me if it's not good enough.
Yeah. Were you scared?
Yeah, I was really nervous.
Yeah.
And it was like a fun nervous, but some days I was really like, what am I even doing here? But I'm happy. I'm really happy I did it.
I'm happy you did it too. I can't wait to watch it. When does it come out?
So there will be a premiere in Sweden, obviously, in like I think end of December, and then I think it will be in theaters all over Sweden and like on December 25th.
Shit.
And then it's soon.
It's soon.
And, yeah. I know.
So exciting.
I know. And then I don't know when it will be at like streaming platforms, but I'm hoping soon after, so I can show it to all my international friends.
Cool. Okay, so we were talking a little bit about your character and her struggles and her journey. So I was wondering, when you were shooting on set, were there any songs that were helping you understand her journey or kind of get in the zone for being on camera? And basically, I was wondering, what is the best song ever to soundtrack the life of your character in the film, which I'm scared to pronounce? Utvandrarna.
Utvandrarna. You can say The Emigrants.
Okay,
maybe, that people will get it. No offense.
What she said.
Well, so I was trying to think about this one for a little bit, because I was like, oh, what did I like? Clearly, she's a person who struggles, but also has a lot of drive. Like she's acting out of desperation, going on this journey. Because I think for most people who did this, going on a boat for 3 months and getting someplace where you don't speak the language you've never seen before, you have no idea to know what you're getting yourself into. So to do that, you need to be brave, but also very desperate, I mean, that's the case for everyone who's fleeing somewhere, or like trying to find a better life somewhere still today. So I was listening to this song by Sena Bosi, who's another Swedish artist, called Younger. And there's a Kygo remix that was really, really big.
Right.
But I listened to the original. It's just really beautiful and emotional, and kind of the message I'm getting from it is like, you better go for it. Like, stop wasting your time, stop waiting. And I think that's kind of the sort of the determination that you have to set out to go on a journey like that. You need that kind of sort of mindset to do it.
Totally.
So and it's just a very emotional song, and this character is very emotional and vulnerable, but kind of can come off as aggressive because she's got like, she needs to protect herself a lot.
Yeah.
So this song just got me in the right mindset before doing big emotional scenes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this song. The melodies in it are crazy as well. They're really, it's really good. Let's play a clip of it right now. Yeah. This is Younger by Sena Bosi, as selected by Tovlo as the best song ever to soundtrack the life of her character in The Emigrants.
No, you ain't getting any younger, younger, younger. Are you? Younger, younger, younger. Are you? You ain't getting any younger, younger, younger. Are you? Younger, younger, younger. Are you?
Welcome to Radio 1's Scott Mills Daily Podcast.
Hello, Scott! I'd like you to blow your own trumpet.
Is that the noise?
Ooh.
Swipe left.
Come on. And if you listen on BBC Sounds, every Friday there's now an exclusive golden podcast going back through the archive to some of the weirdest, funniest, and rudest moments.
Smell my finger.
It's huge.
Could I have another quickie?
Radio 1's Scott Mills Daily.
Get it wherever you get your podcasts, but get the exclusive stuff only on BBC Sounds.
Charlie XCX. Best song ever.
I know the answer to this, but I think I do, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Are you a crier, and how often do you cry? And are you like an emotional person?
Yes. I just yes on all of it. I definitely, I mean, I know I laugh a lot, but I also definitely cry a lot. I wish that the view on crying, I mean, I know it's changing, but I feel like crying is so not a weakness. It's really just letting all the emotions out.
Totally.
And that crying doesn't have to be such a serious, of course it can be, but it doesn't have to be such a serious moment that you have to be so nervous about. Like,
yeah.
I think,
and it's important to like release the tap sometimes, I think.
You know, when you get that burning feeling in your chest, it's like so nice. It's like everything is just like letting go.
Yeah.
It's good.
So I like to cry in the shower just because it feels like a music video when I do that. But I was wondering, I don't know, do you have a place that you like to cry, or is it just wherever, whenever?
I actually love to cry if I'm like on a walk alone and I'll listen to music and I'll just, which is so obviously a bit awkward if you run into someone that you know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine, don't worry. Everything's great.
I'm just in my feelings.
I'm just in my feelings. I love that saying, by the way, in my feelings. It's a really nice way to put it when you're caught up in the moment of like maybe not reacting the way that you rationally would. You know?
Yeah, totally.
No, but I love to cry. Yeah, having some kind of movement and crying. I really like that.
Yeah. Okay, so what is the best song ever to cry? For me, it would be in the shower.
Yeah.
But for you,
I'll cry in the shower
walk.
too. Yeah.
Okay. What is the best song ever to cry in the shower to? Or just to cry in general, either one?
Yeah, I think I'm relating this maybe a lot to like heartbreak, but I think also like if you've, you know, whenever there's loss or any kind of like moment that you need to get over, I think I'm like really going for Sweden here, but Roxette, It Must Have Been Love. Classic.
It's a big
classic.
song.
It's a big
That's
song.
a tearjerker.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's just so
chorus.
beautiful. Yeah. It must have been love.
Oh,
But it's over now.
it's so good.
It must have been good.
That's like
That makes me
peak-
tear up already.
Oh my gosh. That's like peak like 80s songwriting.
And it's like just the ballad, you know?
Yeah, for
Oh.
sure. I respect it as a choice. Okay, let's
Thank you.
play a little moment of that song right now. This is It Must Have Been Love by Roxette, as selected by Tovlo as the best song ever to cry in the shower to, and what a choice it is.
It must have been love, but it's over now. It must have been good, but I lost it somehow. It must have been love, but it's over now. From the moment we touched till the time had run out. Make believe it.
This is the question I've been most excited to ask you about. We honestly could have done the whole podcast just about partying because I think
Yes.
it's like our favorite hobby jointly.
For sure. It's just like, it's just so fun to be around people that want to have fun, and you have conversations and you dance and you say stupid things and you meet weird people, and it's just like, it's just the best.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
What's the best song ever to play at the peak of a party?
Okay, this one was really hard to choose. I have like, I had a list of like 10, so maybe we should do like a spin-off podcast where we go through the reasons why. But in my mind, I'm thinking back to when I've like DJ'd my own house party and when I've just like felt the like, oh moments.
Yeah.
And if I'm playing a lot of like house and techno, and it's like if it's really late and everyone is just like, you know, in their zone dancing, I love putting on Donna Summer, I Feel Love, because it's such a hypnotic beat and it's euphoric and it's like a throwback, and it's just like I can imagine at the time when that came out, you know, like how that must have felt like, you know, because there's so many songs now that I feel like every time I go into a session, someone always reference that track as well. And so it's just like this very hypnotic dance track that always makes people excited. You just have to make sure you crank the volume since it's a bit of an older song. The other one is Britney Spears' Toxic.
Banger.
That also goes down really well.
That's a really tough choice.
I feel like if you're doing if it's more of like a crowd that sort of, if it's a crowd of pop bitches, throwing in Toxic after playing a lot of house and techno is like the move.
Yeah.
And since we're pop bitches, maybe that's the one.
Let's go there. I like it. But like Donna Summer, close second. Really love that choice
very
too.
much. Yeah.
Okay, let's show some love to Britney, because actually I feel like not many people have chosen her songs, but everyone loves her. So I think Britney is the choice. And I can just see the reaction of the crowd going off. Like a lot of our friends would be like, you know?
Exactly.
Let's play a clip of Britney right now. This is Britney Spears with Toxic, as selected by Tovlo as the best song ever to play at the peak of a party. Okay, I ask all my guests this question because I'm kind of fascinated by funerals, particularly because they're kind of the final party, you know?
Yeah.
It's like the last party to sum up someone's existence.
True, yeah.
And I also find often a lot of them are the same, and I wonder, would this person really have wanted this song or this theme or this guest list or whatever? So I wanted to ask my guests on the pod about their funeral, just so they could kind of like have it on record, like what they actually want to go down when they pass away. So have you thought much about your funeral? Like, have you thought about like color scheme, or like whether you want to be burnt or buried, or like where you want to have it? I mean, you're an international woman. Like, would it be in Sweden? Would it be over here?
Where should it be?
Guest list. Also, your wedding was so sick that I feel
Thank
like
you.
I mean, I remember seeing your like video slideshow of your wedding.
Yes. Like, can
And
I
it was
show you my
amazing.
10-minute slideshow at this party?
It was great. It was great. But like you know, you wore like a very 80s dress, and Charlie wore that like baby blue kind of 80s suit, and you did it in Vegas. It was very iconic. So I wonder, like, is there going to be a similarly iconic theme to your funeral?
Definitely, yeah. So I don't want it to be like a lot of the funerals I've been to. Maybe sounds like I've been to a bunch of funerals, but I've been to a few. And to me, like, I guess I'm picturing myself dying quite young now when I was talking about this. But I think I'll probably be super old. But I'll always want to. Yeah, I want it to be a celebration of life, not a mourning a loss of life. But I still feel like it's important that people are allowed to cry. Because, you know, like sometimes it's like everyone's like holding it together and you're just like talking really low voices and everyone's being respectful. I almost want it to be like just talk about good memories and laugh, but then also fucking cry if you need to, you know? And so in my mind, I don't want it to be in a church. I'm not very religious. I'm kind of picturing it maybe being, I think for my family's sake, like in Sweden, but on the West Coast where I like would go in the summertime since I've been a kid. And I want to be like spread into the ocean.
glam.
Yeah,
That's very
much.
you. That's very you.
And I think the not everyone wearing black, just, all the colors that I like in my life.
Yeah, that's nice.
Just all of them.
I see
Yeah.
that. And what about the song? What would be the best song ever to play at your funeral?
Okay, this is actually a pretty sad one, but it's also one that you can dance to. So I'm picturing that I want people to be able to dance and cry at once.
Yeah, totally.
So it's another Robin, because I couldn't not go out with I couldn't go out without Robin. Yeah. So it's Clear Up and Robin with Every Heartbeat, which is, so emotional, and it's quite sad, but I still think there's that, like, it's allowing people to feel pain, but you still will be like, I'm picturing people kind of dancing and crying in the sunset to this as I'm saying this song out loud. Yeah, I think that's the one.
Yeah. I think this is my favorite Robin song. It's just so good.
It's so good. Hypnotic.
It's hypnotic. And I feel like, I mean, there is a structure to the song, but just like when she comes in with the verse, like the notes, the melody, like, baby, we can make it all right. It just feels just like this stream of consciousness, that song that kind of evolves and grows and goes on forever. And the fucking like production is so like,
it's so good. Oh, and it like really just like all my heartstrings are just like going, and I just feel every word, every note, every like moment in it. And it's quite long and has these like beautiful string parts. And it's, I think that would be a good one for me.
Okay, well, let's play a snippet of that song right now. This is With Every Heartbeat by Robin and Clear Up, as selected by Tove as the best song ever to play at her funeral, which hopefully is not when you're young, as you interpreted.
And it hurts with every heartbeat. And it hurts with every heartbeat. And it hurts with every heartbeat.
All right, this is the final question, actually. Well done for surviving this intense,
it's really
grilling.
Really hard.
Yeah, I know. And I know the answer to this because I've been around you and your husband. But I want to talk about love. Are you in love? And what does it take for you to fall in love? I mean, obviously you're in love. You guys are so fucking in love. It's actually insane. It's very cute.
I'm so in love. No, I am actually really in love. And it's pretty cool because we've been together for 5 years soon. And, we've survived this. Our relationship has really done well throughout the pandemic as well. I know a lot of people have struggled with their relationships throughout it, but we've been doing pretty good. And it was weird because I've been in love before, like love and relationships and like kind of the drama of passion and all that has been a big part of my life. I feel like I really I've always been like kind of seeking it out because it thrills me a lot, I guess. But when I met him, it feels so corny to say, but I really just felt right away that I was like, oh, this is different and super special. And it just felt very like I didn't have to play games. So I was just so honest with him from the beginning. Like,
that's amazing.
I mean, I told him I was in love with him before we were a couple, which is not the usual steps, I guess.
Right. No, I mean, I love that confidence.
Yeah, it was very adorable.
What does it take for you to fall in love?
And
that could be with Charlie or with anything. A song, yourself, a friend? Like, what are the qualities in a person or a thing that makes you fall in love?
Well, with a person, the chemistry is really important for me. Like, I think the first thing is usually like the physical chemistry.
Yeah.
But then I really have to be able to laugh with you. Like, same sense of humor, I think, is really important.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's hard, it's like hard to put your finger on, because there's a lot of people and things. I'm like, yeah, I think you're great, or this is great, but I'm not feeling it. It's just like there needs to be like a connection or something that intrigues me.
So what is the best song ever to fall in love to?
Ooh, well, I don't know if this is the best song for people in general.
No, it's about your experience.
It's about my experience. But the song that I did fall in love to was a song by Justice called Stop. And it was when me and Charlie, we were in Sydney. So basically a month after we met in LA. We like had a thing on my birthday during Halloween, and then I was leaving for a month. So I was in Sydney over Thanksgiving, and Charlie was in LA, and we were kind of texting and talking, and he was not having any plans because all his American friends was obviously with their families. And so I was like, do you want to come to Sydney for Thanksgiving? I have the weekend off here. And he's like, wow, I'll come to Sydney if you're really inviting me. And I'm like, I am really inviting you. And then he came, and we just had the best, craziest weekend there. And during that time, we were listening a lot to the Justice album. And we just had a moment to this song, Stop, where I just knew like, oh shit, I'm in love already.
That's the perfect answer. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, well, let's play a snippet of this song. This is Stop by Justice, as selected by Tovlo as the best song ever to fall in love to. That is the end. Well done. Thank you so much for joining me on my podcast and sharing all of your best songs ever.
Anytime, man.
Charlie XCX's best song ever.
Thank you guys for listening once again. I hope you enjoyed hearing from Tovlo. What a pop icon. Another amazing selection of best songs ever. I had no doubt she would crush it. Be sure to subscribe on BBC Sounds and give us those 5 stars. You know you want to. Just do it, do it, do it. And remember, you always get episodes first on BBC Sounds. So if you're not there already, head over now to hear the next episode right away. And if you've missed any episodes, what are you doing? Go back and check them out right now on BBC Sounds. I'm also posting a brand new music mix every week, so make sure you check those out too. Just open up the BBC Sounds app and search Charlie XCX. Okay, I'll see you next time. Lots of love. Bye.
Charlie XCX, best song ever.
We want to tell you about a new society where everyone is free to be themselves. Queertopia. Join me, Courtney Ack.
And me, Chelsea Grimes.
In our brand new podcast, Building Queertopia.
We speak to the most relevant names in queer culture and ask them what their vision for the perfect society would be.
What would the national anthem be? What statue would you build? What would you do for fun?
And remember, everyone is welcome.
Building Queertopia. Listen on BBC Sounds.